Hello, wonderful person. This is Alexandra speaking. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the full moon reading for the 13th of October 2019. Depending where you live, it's gonna be on the 13th of or 14th of October. But here where I live, it's on the 13th at 11 p.m. more or less. As you can see, the cards are already on the table because I was doing the reading in my native language first. I heard a lot about this full moon, that it can be very fiery and aggressive and swift, and that we should be careful about it. Personally, I don't feel it. I always feel the energies of lunations before they happen. And to tell the truth, I don't feel anything like this at all. And the cards kind of reflect it. There is no conflict here, no aggression. But there is judgment, and this is the Pluto card. Pluto is in T-square, strict T-square, with both Sun and Moon, which are opposing each other. So for some of us, there may be this energy of pushing too hard, even to the brink of toxicity. For example, in relations, it can be about being too deep in something, together with the fiery energy, initiatory energy of Aries. It can create some dangerous situations. But more on that on pages and vlogs of people who are very much into astrology. For me, it's just something additional. I use tarot to read energies. So the main energies we have is number 20, Major Arcana, Judgment, King of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. So the energy is focused on resources, and I would say in a very kind and successful manner, because King of Pentacles is master of coin. He is someone who can really take care of all the resources that he has. All the resources I highlighted because very often pentacles are associated only with money and work, which is not true. Pentacles are so much more. It's time. The only resource that goes only in one way. So it's not renewable. That's why it's so precious. So we have time, but also body, our bodies, the vehicles that we live in and that we are. Everything material. So all kinds of houses, but also all kinds of stuff, right? Material objects, not only money, not only work, but of course work too. How do we work? What's the price of our work? What are we precious to ourselves? Do we appreciate? What do we appreciate? Do we appreciate ourselves? King of Pentacles does it all. He really knows what's his worth. He really knows what's the worth of things around him, and he takes care of it, and a very good one. You can see him as a god with 4 arms, so he can do very much. Twice as much as a normal mortal human being. It can be your energy. Of course, it can be energy of someone else. Usually King of Pentacles is associated with Taurus, because this is earth sign, fixed earth sign. More often, King of Pentacles is associated generally with earth signs, so not only Taurus, but also Virgo and Capricorn. I try not to do that, because I think that each of us possesses the facet of King of Pentacles. that is possible within us. So he is possible within every person. But it just can be a person that is like King of Pentacles right now in your life. It can also be you and the things I was talking about. There is some kind of equality appearing here. Six of Pentacles. Sixes are always about harmony and flow. So there is flow of material things, flow of resources and time. This card is similar to justice, because you can, I'm not sure if you can see the scales somewhere here, but there is this balance. There is Buddha, there is someone meditating, and there is giving and taking, of course. Some people say it's a charity card. I disagree strongly. It can be about how much do you give and how much do you get, and is there a balance between these two things? It's crucial for energies to flow, to maintain that balance. Because if you only give, then you become empty and you cannot give anymore. If you only take, then you become full and you cannot take anymore. So flow is recommended here, and flow is possible if this card appears. But most of all, this card talks about the ability of King of Pentacles, every King of Pentacles, including you, to take care of reality, especially material reality, with what you already have, with what you have at hand, without waiting for some special resources, special help, special situation. No, most of all, Six of Pentacles is the card of here and now, and maintaining good fortune and good state with what I have here and now. That's quite enough. It can be very sufficient. Okay? Generally, when I look at these three cards, the first thing I see is that there may be some kind of resolution of a financial or resourceful situation, including resources of all kinds, perhaps finances, perhaps money. Perhaps some of you, it happens in the court, but it doesn't have to be. But sometimes judgment tells about very legal matter. But I think it's definitely for minority of you. Judgment is about leaving something behind, for real. Without, it's funny to say, but without judging. Well, usually when we judge, we say, oh, okay, this was wrong and this was good. This was bad, this was good. That's not the way you do it in judgment. In judgment, you embrace everything that happened. And you take lessons. You just learn. You see what was before and what happened after. So, what was the result of my or someone else's actions? And you understand the link between. So, you can draw some conclusions. The best thing about judgment is that it enables you to forgive not only others, but especially yourself. So it's not by saying that was wrong and that was good that we forgive ourselves. It's rather saying, okay, I know what I've done. I know what were the results. And now I know what to do in the future. Now I can leave it behind and it's not my burden anymore. It doesn't mean that you should forget it. No, you shouldn't. But it's not a burden anymore if you take your lessons. So it can also be a second chance because it's 20, so it's 2 times 10. The wheel has turned twice already. You can take your chance now. And there is a chance for a new chapter, for a new life, for a new way, especially in matters of resources, money, work, health, and all things connected to pentacles. Okay, so it's a good energy, I would say, very favorable in the area of resources and health and wealth. There can be balance achieved here, which is good news. And something can be really left behind for good if it wasn't working for you. All right, now for the signs of zodiac, I use 3 decks. One is for cardinal signs, the second one is for fixed signs, and the third one for mutable signs. And we start with cardinal sign of Libra, because we are still in Libra season. Libra, you have Osmička Holly, which is 8 of Wands. And you can see it's about movement, perhaps multiple movement. It is moving on point. It is perfect timing. It is about being a perfect archer. It's also about things falling into place, finally. Perhaps you waited for that moment for a long time, and now you can see that things are finally going as they were supposed to go. But there is movement and great dynamic here. And I like it. You can be very successful with this full moon, I feel. Scorpio, you have the moon, which is appropriate. But even in the full moon, there's still night. There's still darkness. So you might have the feeling that something is resolved, whilst in reality, in your situation, it's not resolved yet. Something needs to be revealed. Something needs to reappear. Don't judge your situation in a very confident manner during the next few days, because you can be mistaken. You can be caught in a play of shadows of some kind. I wouldn't make any grief decisions these days. I would wait until the sun comes into your sign and the night passes, because for some of you this situation, you may perceive it as regaining balance, whilst in fact it may be that the balance is lost or something is uneven, I think, because you don't see something yet. Then we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you are in your element of fire. We have King of Wands, very active, sparkling with ideas, and also capable of performing whatever the idea needs to be performed. So great time to take action, to start things, to be entrepreneur. Now you have resources to do it also, perhaps some kind of well-established friend maybe for you. Capricorn, you have Ace of Swords, so the precision of the mind. Something is done without hesitation and without waiting after the cycle ends and the new one opens, because judgment is the ending of a cycle. It is unsession on another level. You feel good here and you take action immediately by starting something new, but by having an idea. Also by piercing something and revealing good things amongst chaos, perhaps. So, good and soothing energy coming here for you. Aquarius, you also have swords, this time King of Swords. He appears very often in my readings now as me, because I am Sun Aquarius. This is also precision, clarity of mind, clarity of speech, perhaps clairvoyance for some of you. You may have this episode in your life. But generally, there is a need to do something with this newly acquired balance, and you will know what to do. You will see precisely what happens You will be good in your judgment. Libra, for you this is very serious. Sorry, not Libra, Pisces. This is very serious for you. I said Libra because we have justice here. So whatever happens here may have great repercussions in your life in the future. It's more than 2 weeks, I think. For some of you, this is a situation that will influence your future life in general. For some of you, this may be very, very legal because we have 2 legal cards, Judgment and Justice. So the justice is done. Some of you will receive some kind of payment, a fine, any kind of financial thing that was that the universe was obliged in a way to give you back, especially. Justice is on your side and judgment is on your side. And this is very serious for you. Well, not for all of you, because, you know, not every Piscean person is in the court during this time, but for some of you. Now, Aries. I think there's some continuity of energy for Aries. We have the Hanged Man, which is funny because this is the moon, full moon in Aries. So we might expect that there's going to be a very fiery and active energy here. Well, it's the opposite. It's quite opposite. This is a receiving card, a very passive card. You do nothing. You only watch. You may realize things, I think. You may realize what was the source of inequality in giving and taking. What was the source of some financial troubles that you had? And you may realize that you were always the one who were giving more and receiving less. And you may have this conclusion that you don't want to do it anymore because you are always the one who hurts. I pulled additional card here for you. And you have 5 of Swords, which is about loss, about fear, and about the situation where there is no win-win possibility. It's the realization that sometimes loss is inevitable, but does it always have to be on your side? That's the question. I think now you start to understand it, that it doesn't have to be. So it may be bitter, but it's pushing you forward. Then we have Taurus. Taurus, you're happy. Especially with your family and friends. There's this double ending of cycle because we have 20 and 10 here. So happy ending, I would say. Happy ending of something, of a period in your life. And you are not only emotionally happy and fulfilled, but also there is this monetary, material flow of things. And you really may be proud of yourself. Gemini, I think you're very emotional. At first I thought you are too emotional even, that you cannot take it anymore. But then 9 of Cups appeared when I drew additional cards. So I think you also have this feeling of emotional fulfillment connected with this situation. Something is done, something is said, something is finished, and now you can just rest and enjoy life as it is. And it's beautiful. It's like your wish came true here. Cancer, look at this. This is 6 of Wands. Victory. You are a victor. You are a champion. You are loved and blessed. You are cheered. And you can be proud of yourself, really. And you are. You are proud of yourself. You enjoy being in the spotlight here. So I think there's a very happy ending here, very satisfying realization of something, finalization of something for you. Great time, great job. And then we have Leo. Leo, we have double judgment. So there is really this Plutonic energy present here for you. Look at the chart. There's nothing in your sign. But during the time when there is this full moon, this first and second house on Leo, so you can feel that it really touches you on personal level, the situation here, and it really enables you to start a new chapter. I pulled additional card and you have 3 of Wands. So there is prospect here. There's already looking forward to what's gonna happen, because the old is old and over, and now I can focus on what do I want to pull into my life. And finally, we have Virgo. You have Death card, which is very serious again, especially with Judgment. This ending is important, crucial, unchangeable, inevitable. There is something very grieve about this. And I think for you, this may be connected with some kind of alliance that you had. I think it ends. Now you can be independent, more independent than you were. Because this state of stability, some kind of settlement that we had here, little stabilization that you had, now it ends and you're free to go by yourself with I think great self-assurance. But it may be difficult for you. I think perhaps this person was important to you, and for some reason now you are in a situation that you need to leave this this connection behind. Perhaps it has some connection with money and all the issues concerning material things. But that's over. This little stability is over. Okay? Thank you very much for your time and attention. I wish you a very good full moon, and I invite you to look at my Hero's Journey readings for 4 elements that tell a story about your journey, your way, your path in next few months. Enjoy and have a good time. Bye bye.